Okay, so welcome everyone. Thank you for coming to Tuesday night yoga therapy. And I don't know what it's like where you live, but here in Garden Bay, it is chilly. So I'm going to try to do a little bit more warm up at the beginning because I've had some reports that could be helpful for some of you in the class. So a little bit more warm up. Today we're working with the lower back. We're going to work with the core. So I'm going to add some strength work, strengthening the back, strengthening the core, and then I'll do the deeper stretches at the end when you guys are more warmed up because it's a bit colder and I want to account for that. So lying down, feel free to lie on a bed if that feels better for your back or in terms of warmth. You can also put blankets down to lie on, not just a thin yoga mat, okay? All right, so finding your position, hands on the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in, making a ha sound. Inhale, expand the belly to the sky. Exhale, draw the belly in. Inhale. We're going to add some movement for our next parts of the opening breath, just to warm up. So you're going to inhale, bring your arms up. Now you're welcome to put a bolster or blocks behind for your arms. So keep that in mind. So if your arms don't come down, you can add something like this. Inhale, exhale, bringing your arms down. And we're going to add the bee breath, that humming breath. Inhale, arms up. Exhale. And just keep this going your own timing. And you can do one arm at a time or both. Your legs can be straight or they can be bent. Now, if you can, as you inhale, inhale into the chest, then into the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in from the pelvic floor up. When you do this the next couple of times, I want you to focus on your lower back as you exhale. Just feel your lower back go into the floor. And when you inhale, feel the lower back move away from the floor. And keep this humming sound going. It's called Brahmari, the bee breath, or add Om. You could also add a S sound or a Sh sound. Just finishing up. When you're ready to move on, we're going to move into bridge pose right away. Now, I forgot to mention, during these supine classes, feel free to have a blanket under your head or a pillow, so that your neck is comfortable. In the bridge pose, sometimes that is not the best thing because you're going up and it's going to put pressure on your head. So you might want to remove that for the bridge pose, but just feel free to adjust that. So finding your pose, you're going to inhale, lift your hips up. So we're just going to do it the regular way, to be Padapidam. Exhale, hips coming down. Now we're going to add a breath stay for the next one. Inhale, legs coming up, hips coming up rather. Exhale, stay. Inhale, arms coming up, and see if you can lift higher. And see if you can tuck your chin in at the top of that inhale. And then exhale, coming down. With your arms coming down. Now, if you want, for the next one, you can add a block between the legs, and you could also even add a belt tied onto that block if you wanted even more security. So we're going to try that. This could also be a pillow. Inhale, lifting up. No arms. Exhale, squeeze into that pillow or block. And just feel how that connects you to your pelvic floor. Inhale, lift up even higher. And exhale, coming down. Now I like to leave my arms up until the very end of the exhale to get more stretch into my upper back. So you can do that if you like, or time it with the hips coming down, which is more classical. Inhale, coming up, lifting high. Exhale, stay, squeeze that block and pull from the pelvic floor to the belly button. Inhale, lift higher still. Arms coming up, chin in. And exhale, rolling the spine down from the upper back, middle back, lower back, and adding the arms at the end. Last time, inhale, coming up. Exhale, stay, squeeze that block. Inhale, coming up higher. Arms coming up too. And exhale, rolling down. And release. Releasing that block. Now that next one, we're going to do bridge again. First, we're just going to take a break because your lower backs are sore. Exhale, bring your knees into your chest. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead. Exhale, knees to the chest. And just keep this going your own time. This is just gently warming up the legs, the lower back, stretching the lower back as those knees come in. Flexing the toes towards the nose at the end of the inhale. Urdhva Prasrita Padasana. We're going to do another round of bridge when you're ready. So we're going to put the belt on our thighs.
If you don't have a belt, it's fine. But if you have a belt or a scarf or a TheraBand or any of those kinds of things, they all work. I like the belt because it's a bit more firm to press into it, but you could definitely use a TheraBand. Okay, so when you're ready, you're going to inhale, you're going to lift the hips up and press into the belt. It feels quite different than pressing into the blocks. So just feel that difference. You'll feel a bit of stretch in the hips, groin area, and probably your glutes a little bit differently. Exhale, stay here. Now, if it's comfortable, this is the add-on. Inhale, lift up the heels, come up onto the toes, and lift even higher. And exhale, just bring the heels down. So we're just going to keep that going if you can. If it's too much, come down at any time and start again. Just inhale up, exhale down. Or if you can, inhale, lift the heels up and press into that belt. And exhale, bring the heels down. And I'm hoping that you're going to feel this in the lowest part of your back and into your hips, all strengthening and stretching those hips, those hip flexors. So I kind of discovered this just in my own practice in the last couple of years, and I feel like it's really helped me strengthen the lower part of my back a bit more. So again, if it's too much, just exhale down, inhale up. That's step one. This is step two. Trying to get you good and warm. Get some heat going. Doing around 6, if you can, either doing what I'm doing or inhale, lift the hips, exhale, bring them down to the ground, rest at any time. Just finishing up. This is also very strengthening for the knees. The muscles around the knees. When you're ready, coming down.
I think we lost Maggie. I'm going to try phoning her.
Thank you. I was just enjoying lying there, but I guess you're right.
I was thinking it'd go quiet.
I know, me too. I was thinking, oh, this is nice and relaxing. And then I went, Maggie's not here anymore. Okay, I'm just going to call her.
Okay.
That's funny.
Wow, Zoom is impressive. It actually kept going. Good job, Zoom, and you kept you guys on. All right, so I think we were supposed to be doing a counterpose. Exhale, knees to one side. Inhale, center. Exhale, knees to the other side. And I imagine you've been doing
Maggie,
this.
I can see you, but we can't hear you.
You can't hear me. Oh. Can't hear me?
I can hear okay.
I can hear you.
Okay.
I can hear you too.
Tracy, can you hear me?
Is it just me? Can others
I-
hear?
I think it's just you, Tracy. Okay, I'm gonna mute and Okay, can you hear me now? Tracy?
I can hear you. Tracy, can you hear me? Tracy, can you hear anybody?
Tracy, someone tell her to log out and log in. I'm gonna, sorry, guys.
I'm just messaging her now.
Okay, you are. Louise, you're working even when you're not working. Alright. This will be cut out of the recording, by the way. I'm not sure. All right. Okay, Tracy, log out and log back in. Everyone else,
Okay,
just do
Tracy's
some.
doing that now. She's logging back. She's logging out and coming back.
Okay, guys, just stay in the windshield wipers on one side and then go to the other side. Well, it's nice to observe you doing your poses. So that's a bonus of this moment. Okay. All right, I'll take you into the next thing while she logs back in. We are not going to be posting this video. That's okay. We have enough of them. This is a private occurrence. We're going to move into some core work. Hopefully Tracy makes it back. Oh, there she is, of course. All right. Okay, Tracy, can you hear me? Yes, it worked. Always logging in and out when in doubt.
Sorry, everyone. Thank you.
No worries, just mute yourself, okay? Otherwise it's gonna record you. Okay, we're good. All right, as we were. Oh my goodness, that was very exciting. So exhale, point your toes down. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead. Exhale, point your toes down. And bring your knees in at the end of the exhale. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead. Again, you can have blanket under the head or a pillow. Exhale, legs down. And knees in at the end of the exhale. Might be a hold after exhale, that's fine. Inhale, legs to the sky, arms overhead. Just keep this going. Just finishing up. Just hug your knees into your chest. And if you prefer, you can do one leg at a time if that feels better for your back. Okay. So we're going to do a little bit more core work. As I said, I was going to work you hard tonight. Now that we're back all online. All right, so this next exercise you can do with both legs straight or one leg bent. So I'm going to bend my left leg. I'm going to show with my right so you can see me better here. So inhale here. We're going to have their arms later. Exhale, bring your leg up to the sky. Inhale, point the toes down. Exhale, bring your leg up to the sky. So again, you can do this with this leg straight or bent. Inhale, point down. You can bring the same arm as leg up. if you like. Exhale, draw it up. Now, when you draw it up, try to use your core to move your leg. If you're finding that not working so well, try bending the knee. Make that lever a little shorter. If you can, try with a full long leg. Try to decompress that hip when you extend out, which is why I like actually having that opposite leg bent. We're going to go to the other side. You're probably getting tired. So just switching sides, extending that left leg or that opposite leg. Inhale, left arm extending, the toes extending, everything is standing long. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in as the leg comes up. Inhale, extend long. Again, you can keep that knee bent if it feels better. If you want to take it up a notch, stretch your fingers and toes in opposite directions and decompress that hip. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in, chest falls. And hopefully you're starting to feel your core work a little bit. And having done this around 6 times, just finishing up. And bring your knees into your chest as a rest. You can move them back and forth or just stay and rest. You can always hold underneath the knees if you've got knee pain. When you're ready, legs to the sky. Now, in this position, you're going to inhale. You're going to bring one leg down. Now, that leg can be straight or slightly bent. I'm going to start with it slightly bent. Exhale, bringing the leg up, using the core to move the leg up. And then the other side. Inhale, extend that left leg down. And exhale, bring it up from the pelvic floor to the belly button. You can add on opposite arm to leg if you like for some brain work. Opposite arm to leg. And the straighter the leg is, the harder. And this can also be done with 2 legs at a time, but I don't recommend that because in most cases we cheat when we do that. You can get a lot of work out of it, even if you're strong in your core, just moving one leg at a time. This is the full pose, Urdhva Prasarita Padasana, and this is an Ekapada or one-legged version. Using that opposite arm to leg, you can kind of feel how that's activating both sides of your brain at once. You might have that awareness that feels a bit larger, your awareness. You can feel the both 2 sides of your body at once. It might be quite soothing for the nervous system. This is very strengthening for the core. Just going to do one more round. Now, hopefully it's not going into your hip flexors. If it is, try to pull up more on your pelvic floor as you bring the leg up. We are going to counter for those hip flexors in a moment. So your leg should feel heavy as you bring it up. And when you're ready, release. Let's just do those windshield wipers again, because the hip flexors in most people will get a little bit tight from doing that core work. Which just means the surrounding muscles are getting involved, and that's normal. Exhale, twist, inhale, center.
Now for some variety, you can try this too. Exhale, just bring the knee in and the other knee stays up. So just try that for some variety. One knee stays up, the other one comes down. You'll just feel it in a slightly different way. And the knee aims towards the opposite big toe. And just finishing up your last round. All right. So the next counter pose I want to do for what we just did, which was quite a bit of work, is I'm going to ask you to put a block or a pillow underneath the buttocks. And you're going to bring your knees into your chest. And I want you to try to move from the pelvic floor to the belly button. And then I'm going to ask you to do this without the hands so that you are really working that moolah or root. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Chest falls as the knees come in. You can add your hands at the end of it to stretch the lower back. And then inhale, knees away. Exhale, pelvic floor, lower belly, belly button in. Feel like that core or moolah, as we call it in Sanskrit, is moving your legs in. With this slight inversion with the block under the hips, it stretches the lower back in a slightly different way. So a bit more rounding in the lower back, so it gets into stretching it. This is also just really good for getting into the pelvic floor and strengthening it with that slight inversion. So hopefully you're feeling that. You can always do this one knee at a time if it's too intense. And we're just going to finish up with both knees into the chest. You hold underneath the knees if you like. And release. Okay, so I promise we will get to deeper stretches, but we're going to keep strengthening as promised today. We're going to flip onto the belly. Now, if you're somebody who gets headaches when you do back arches, and I know at least one of you in the room is like that, and I'm also like that, I'm just going to be really cueing your neck movement carefully. You're on your belly. You can put a pillow underneath your hips or a blanket, a folded blanket. Okay, so that can help. We're going to start with just the legs. I've got my feet at the wall. You don't have to have that, okay? But it can be nice to put your feet right at the wall. Now, your upper body is going to be on the ground to begin with. I'm folding my hands over each other, placing my forehead on my hands. Got my toes tucked under, and you have a wall or not. And then inhale, straighten your legs. I'm lifting my head just so you can hear me, but your forehead is down. So straighten your legs. Now this is strengthening for the knees as well. If you have one knee that's a bit weaker, you'll probably feel those muscles firing up. And we're also trying to get into the back of the legs into the lower back here. So inhale, straighten, exhale, release, just that. Inhale, straighten, exhale, release. Now, if that's feeling comfortable, start staying a breath or two in that straight position.
This is surprisingly strengthening for the lower back. You could also put a block between your legs if you wanted to take it up another notch. And as you stay there, you press into that block and squeeze. Now, if you want, you can also add the upper body. And this will just change the effect on the lower back. But be careful, keep your chin in. So I'm going to create a diamond shape with my arms. You can have your hands under your shoulders. You can have them in front of you. I like a diamond shape, so that's my preference. Choose something that works for your neck and shoulders. Try to keep your chin in as you straighten your legs and lift the chest slightly up. Exhale, coming down. Inhale up, keep that chin in. My knees are off the ground. And exhale, I'm relaxing my knees and my forehead comes down. And again, you can add those stays if you want. This is very strengthening for the hips, the lower back, the knees. And release. Okay, so we're going to take a break. So the break is going to be child's pose coming back. Now, if this doesn't work for your knees, you can do a half child by just being here. Just coming to where you can. You could put a pillow underneath your buttocks or a bolster. Okay, so adapting that pose as is comfortable for your body. And you can always lie on your back if it's too much. Coming back onto your belly, we're going to do one more round of these back arches. We're going to do one leg at a time. So again, place your hands appropriately. I like this diamond shape. You might like your hands under your shoulders or further in front. I'm going to show with this diamond shape. Inhale, bringing your left leg up. Now the right toes can be tucked under or they can be flat. Classical is they're flat. I like to tuck the toes under so that I use that opposite leg a bit more. And I like to press up my neck and shoulders so that I get a bit more of an arch. So that's the inhale, exhale, release. And then the other side, inhale, coming up. Ardha Shalabhasana. Exhale, release. Now, classically, we're adding same arm as leg or opposite. So inhale, left leg, left arm. I'm bringing my hand to a salute. Keep that chin coming in. Exhale, release. Other side, inhale. Exhale, release. If your head is hurting, you've got any concussion issues, just leave the head down, okay? If this is too much, just be careful, leave your head down. You can also have those arms straight in front of you. So I'm going to show you classical now, just in case. Inhale, same arm as leg. Exhale, release. Other side, inhale, same arm as leg. Exhale, release. You can also do opposite arm to leg. I personally like the diamond shape because I get more out of the pose. I can get a bit higher up and I can feel it more in the target, the lower back. So pick what works for your body. Be very individual and you will get warm. When you're ready, come back to your child's pose or one of the modifications we talked about. You can always have block or pillow under the head. Keep the head higher than the heart. One of you has that issue, so you can use a block under the head to help you with that. A pillow. Coming back to your back. Feel the heat in your body. Hopefully, no headaches. If you manage to keep your neck straight during those, I know it can be a challenge. Just feel that heat in your body having done those back arches. And just take a rest here on your back, legs bent or legs straight. Notice which one your lower back prefers. Okay, we're going to go into some deeper twists now for the lower back. So we've been doing windshield wipers. We did a bunch of other hip stuff during the hip classes. We're going to take the twist into the lower back now. So you're going to bend your knees to start with. You might well need a bolster or a pillow, so you might want to have that ready to go. So I'm going to show that because a lot of my students need this prop for this pose. You're going to twist your knees. I'm showing to the right. Bring your body to the right, and you might want to put a pillow under your head because that can just be really uncomfortable. So this is step one. Okay, I'm breaking this down. I learned how to break this down through teaching many bodies over the years. Okay, you're going to straighten your lower leg and your upper leg goes across and you're going to hold on to it. Now that opposite shoulder, you're trying to open and bring down to the earth. So be sure you've got room. Now, if that doesn't happen, which for many people it doesn't, you can add some height to help that happen. You can add a bolster underneath the leg. And for most people, if you do that or a pillow, the shoulder will go down. If it doesn't go down, you can put a blanket or a pillow underneath it. And that lower leg can be bent, which also makes it easier, or it can be straight. So taking whatever prop works for you. I'm going to take what works for my body right now, tonight. Every day will be a little bit different. And feel that stretch into the lower back and hip. This is a classic pose that physiotherapists teach. It's a classical pose from yoga called Jatra Parivriti, twisting the fire in the belly. And this is why you don't want to eat before class. So at least 2 hours. I need more like 3. I'm just having a smoothie before class, so keep that in mind before evening class. Just try to eat a very light dinner. And breathing here, focus on that exhale. Deep stretch for the hip and lower back. And you want to be good and warm before you do a pose like this. This also can really help with constipation. If you're prone to that in your digestive system, going to the other side, coming to the center. So these twists, they're often said to be good for digestion. This one is good for constipation. I'm going to come to the other side. So you go into this many ways. The easiest way is you come into fetal position one side, you set up any pillows you need under your head, straighten your bottom leg or keep it bent, set up your prop underneath your top knee, open your shoulders, and find your pose. If the shoulder's not going down, add a bigger prop under that top leg. And once you have your pose, focus on long exhale. And this is also an upper body stretch. You might be feeling a lot of stretch in your shoulders. Holding after exhale. Couple of seconds if you can. This pose is used also for diabetes. So to just help the workings of the pancreas, the liver, gallbladder, small intestine. And getting a little bit into the colon as well. When you're ready, coming out of that, just notice that you feel in your lower back. And as a counter, bring your knees to your chest, and we're going to do happy baby. So in this pose, you can hold the backs of your thighs. Most of you will be able to do that. Your shins, or if you can, the little toe side of your feet. Now, this is also a bit of a hamstring stretch. And if you want to go to the classical pose, you straighten your legs as you inhale and exhale, bend. So it would look like this if you're holding behind the thighs. Or you might want to just stay in that deep stretch if you feel warm enough. If you don't, keep it moving. So you can always keep it moving if you're not feeling as warm. Just this pose, happy baby. I remember showing my teacher in India this pose. It's not one we do in Chennai. He said, oh, very good for your lower back because it really decompresses the lower back. When you're ready, release. And just notice how you feel. Okay, we're going to do 2 more movements of the spine. We're going to take our bolster or pillow and put it under the hips. And you might need to sit up to get it underneath, but if you can, just stay lying. So you don't have to work so hard, but if you need to, just sit up, sit on that pillow and then lie back down. And we're going to bring the hips up to the sky. So make sure your neck is comfortable. So your legs up to the sky. And this pose is called Viparita Karani. It's a classical pose.
that normally you're holding your back with your hands, and this is a restorative version using a bolster or a bed pillow. Now from here, we're going to do a couple of movements. So we did this earlier with our back on the ground. You're going to inhale, bring one leg down. And then exhale, bring that leg up using your core. And at the end, bring your feet towards your face if it doesn't hurt your neck, or you don't feel any pressure in your head. Just be a little careful of that. The other side, inhale, extend the other leg down, stretching the hip. And then on the exhale, bring the leg up using the core strength. You can stay with your feet to the sky or bring those feet towards your face, decompressing the lower back. Just keep this going. If it's comfortable, you can do it without the bolster if you prefer. Inhale, leg coming down, exhale. Leg coming up, using the core. When you feel complete, just staying with your legs up to the sky. Just enjoy this inversion. If you like, you can add a pranayama, a breathing technique to this pose. Exhale, draw the belly in. And hold after exhale. 1, 2, inhale, expand the belly. Exhale, draw the belly in from the pelvic floor up. Hold, 1, 2. Inhale, expand the chest and the belly, or just the belly. It's pretty hard to get into the chest in this position. Exhale, draw the belly in. Now we're going to hold 3. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, expand. Again, hold 3 seconds after exhale. Exhale. Hold, 1, 2, 3. Inhale, expand the belly. If you can, the chest, then the belly. Now we're going to keep going to 4 if this works. If it's too much, don't hold as long. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Inhale. Exhale, belly in. Hold, 1, 2, 3, 4. Rest the breath. And this is a great pose to do before bed to relax the mind, get the circulation moving. It's the blood moving, the lymph moving. This semi-inversion, very relaxing for the mind if you can do it.
And then going into our last pose, bring that holster underneath the thighs. And just resting here. Inhale, let. Exhale, go. Inhale, let. Exhale, flow. You say this mantra to yourself or Sanskrit. Inhale, Om. Exhale, Namo. I surrender, I let go, I allow. Having done my best, letting go of the results of my actions. Yoga is called karma yoga or kriya yoga. This becomes empowered action. Just lie there. I'm just going to chant for you this Yoga Sutra on Kriya Yoga, chapter 2:1. Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranitanani Kriya Yoga Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranitanani Kriya Yoga Tapaha Swadhyaya Ishvara Pranitanani Kriya Yoga. Tapas. Doing our best, working through a challenge. Swadhyaya, thinking about the best course of action. We're facing a challenge. What's the best course of action to move through that challenge? Ishvara Pranidan. Having done our best, having thought about how we are going to tackle this challenge, we let go of the fruits of our action. Patanjali tells us this is how we make all actions into yoga. Into empowered actions.
When you're ready, starting to come back into your breath. Lengthening your breath into your body. Potentially tells us if we act in this way through Kriya Yoga, the kleshas or the obscurations that cloud our perception start to burn away. Just keep that process going, moving towards that peace. Om Shanti 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 Namaste. Namaskaram. Thank you very much.